Hello! That's it. How y'all doing? I didn't see y'all in a couple weeks. So I'm happy to see y'all.
Here last week.
No, I was not here last week.
How was your
So welcome to Talk on the Table.
Welcome to Talk on the Table.
So we have a lovely guest here today by Miss Kelli.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Hey. Oh,
Thanks for coming to visit us today. How are you? You look beautiful.
I'm alive and well.
That's good.
Yes.
Did you get into a little bit of that food?
Baby, when I tell you, it is looking like quite scrumptious over here.
Courtesy of who?
Courtesy of Phil
Gavin
Riley himself.
Okay.
Wait, y'all hear this in the background?
Oh, y'all hear this? Yeah. Y'all gotta listen to this tune a little bit.
Better days are coming.
Yes, it is. Hey, that's it right there.
Everybody good?
So how was everybody's week? We'll get into the music and we'll get into our guest later on in the show. But how was everybody's week so far?
This was a good week. Yeah,
good
week.
Was good.
Y'all look refreshed.
Productive.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes. Very productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's good. All right. Well, what's on hot topics this week?
Shit.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Billy Porter. So he posted something on Instagram. He posted a picture of him in that black tuxedo dress, that long flowing gown.
Mm-hmm.
He actually did Sesame Street in that dress, if I'm not mistaken. And he was excited because he got a lot of encouragement, he got a lot of praise, he got a lot of positive feedback when it came to parents saying, hey, thanks for being a role model to my child. You know, my child now has somebody to look forward to. And I know we talked about this earlier prior to recording, and some of our guests, our hosts, had different opinions about this, particularly, you don't agree with him as a role model.
Eyes on me now? I just think that the representation of a black gay man in a dress should not be the face of all black gay black gay individuals.
Why do you think?
I don't know. I don't, because I think that Billy Porter has been in the business for a long time. I think now he's starting to get a lot of recognition, so people are starting to push his face out there a little bit more. He's been at the Oscars. He's been on a lot of red carpets. He's on the popular show Pose. So Billy Porter has been out there, and I think they're trying to push him out there a little bit more. I don't. Go ahead. Use my.
Do you think somebody is telling him no, like wear a dress,
wear
an electric hat?
No, I think that he's doing that on his own personal, whatever he feels as though he wants to wear that, for whatever reason. But I just don't like him being I'm just not comfortable with him being a black male wearing a dress.
So if he's comfortable being himself, and he's...
I think our guest has something to say.
I'm
puffing over here.
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
And if he has something to say through his clothing as his expression, but he has a platform. So it's like through his platform, he's now receiving his accolades, his awards, and he's getting to be exactly who he is. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't think he signed up to be the face, and I don't think, as we mentioned before, you can have a face for such a diverse group of people. Mm-hmm. I think right now he's just in the forefront maybe, or he's a popular figure who happens to be gay, but I don't think anybody is making him express himself in this way. Like, I don't like the agenda thought behind that.
Mm-hmm. Well, right, to elaborate on that, because I see your point in that. Me personally, like, I think it's like very I think it's like a trendset type thing. You know what I mean? He's letting us know. Let's think outside of the box. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let's not be so like in the box about what should be worn and who should wear this and who should wear that. We all know that Billy Porter is a very outspoken person. Mm-hmm. He has a huge personality. Mm-hmm. Very out there, very in your face, and very direct. Yeah. So this is his way of letting us know. Listen. I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to come through, and I'm going to let you know, right, and to slay, and let you know that I'm a man of different sides of me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not so boxed in.
Yeah, I don't think that he may have thought he would be the face, but I think a lot of times when you are in that limelight, I think you're forced to be that person. You know what I mean? Like he may not have asked for it, but I just think that him being in that.
So you have a problem with him expressing himself?
No, I'm not. I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want people to think that that's the only. When they see black gay, that's the only thing that they are comfortable with.
No, you know, you're right. I like what you're doing with that.
I don't think people think that that's the only.
Right.
I think so. I think what you see on TV. I think people are so closed-minded today. I think what they see on TV is what they know. It's just like Africa. It's just thinking of Africa.
Don't you want to see yourself? Don't you want to see somebody that represents you?
I understand that for me. But I'm thinking of the average person. Like even when they talk about Africa, when they talk about Africa is this, Africa is a beautiful place, but you wouldn't see that when you view Africa on TV and what is put out there. And I think what they put out there,
you educate yourself.
But the average person is not doing that. So when they see Billy Porter as being out there, this gay black male, they're in their thought process. This is what black gay men look like.
So what was your ideal representation of the black gay?
It can be all experiences. It can be me. It can be Billy Porter. Me in conjunction with Billy Porter. In conjunction with Alex. In conjunction with Miss Kelli.
Because there was a country singer a couple months ago.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah, Lil Nas X. He was the quintessential gay guy at one point.
Mm-hmm. He probably still is, but he's not. But he's not on the stage. He's not on that stage of a Billy Porter. He's not. I don't think so. I don't think so. He's fly by night. Like he's only been around. Billy Porter has been around for 30 years. Like,
Billy Porter
has been around, but their level of popularity now is equal.
The roles that are written for Billy Porter to play right now could easily go away, just like Lil Nas X could stop producing music that people want to listen to. I think the history or the body of work for Billy Porter has been longer, but I'm sure he would say, there's plenty of years where there's nothing for me to do. Like, nobody has a role. There's nothing. Right now, he's hot, and I think some people probably are trying to capitalize on a role that will work for him to be able to say, hey, we've got Billy Porter, because at this point he is an A-list celebrity, so people are probably writing things for him. But I think the thing to remember is nobody at this table's life or way of living is a trend. Like, I would hate for when our show takes off and we're syndicated, for somebody to go, Alex is pushing this agenda. They're trying to make young black kids think they need a hair extension or what. No, like, this is something that Alex chose to do years ago. Amin's been wearing his hat. So if somebody said, he's probably trying to look tougher than what he is, that's what your style is right now. So it's not a trend, it's who you are.
Well, and then again, that's Billy Porter. You know what I'm saying? That's not you, that's not Phil, that's not anybody else. That's Billy Porter.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that's how he wants to introduce himself or be out here representing the LGBTQ community, I just think that that's very I like it because, like I said, it's just breaking boundaries. It's just breaking that stereotype of, a gay guy or man, period. If they come outside, they can only wear a pair of slacks and a shirt and a hat. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because that's the mainstream way of the way that we think as a society. Exactly. And then he's at a show. He's at an award show.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's something right there within itself that says, you know what, I'm here, I'm at this event, I'm present. So
I hate to say this, but I think a lot of times we feminize. I think the world feminizes a lot of black men, so because it makes white people feel comfortable. The average, like for me,
I'm
looking at what I see. So what I see in celebrities is a representation of all feminized black men. I don't see. Do you see anybody that looks like Me? Do you see, or you, or
Karama.
I mean, well, that's an exception.
Okay, so are we talking about on TV or are we talking about every day?
Well, I'm talking about every day. I'm talking about TV. I'm talking about
Every day.
I'm talking about TV. I just think that it's comfortable. I think that it's more comfortable for white America to feel, okay, we have this feminine black man. Okay, let me hear your opinion on
that.
Is
the individual not being comfortable with coming out? And are you comfortable being put on a platform saying, I'm gay? Like you are?
Yeah. I'm on this platform.
On a national platform.
Yes.
Like a Wendy Williams. You'll go on Wendy and say, hey, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's more palatable for white America to see gay people, gay men, because we're talking about Billy Porter, we're talking about gay men. Gay men represent themselves more like the regular, everyday, put on the hat, the pants, the hat, or whatever, more in a manly form.
Okay.
Being gay than being feminine.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
I think it's more palatable for them to adjust that than the feminine side and to be dressed in dresses and all that. Because you got to look at it for years in entertainment. Unless you were impersonating a woman, drag queen in a movie or something like that, like Mrs. Delphi and all these other movies. That was just a role, right? So you did that and you came up out of drag. You were back to your regular self as a man. So now that we are introduced with codes and all that stuff, we have real trans women, and then we have gay men who identify. One is trans who identify as trans, and then you have gay men who identify in so many different elements because now the LGBTQ plus chart extends. You got non-binary people now. You know what I mean? So that opens another door. So when you're non-binary, a lot of people get that androgynous look now. So that's part of
who was your go ahead.
We're gonna have to move on from this. I know everybody.
I'll talk. Well, you can probably talk about who. Yeah,
we're gonna put that where
back there.
All right.
All right, so welcome to us.
Where you come from?
Late on the set.
As always.
Busy.
So we just got finished talking about Billy Porter, so we're gonna move on to comedian Dion Cole, who defended his bell-bottom Gucci suit from
oh my
homophobic.
Can I start this off?
One second.
Yeah, you can start it off. Yeah.
So he pretty much got called out on Instagram or social media for wearing that bell-bottom Gucci suit. He got called everything from fag to sissy to punk. People were saying that he's no longer their favorite comedian. He got death threats. And he's like, yo, I'm just wearing a Gucci suit. Now there was a white artist who wore the same thing and didn't get half the backlash.
That was Shad. What's the guy name from the Beyonce movie? The movie with Beyonce.
Austin Powers?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. There was a white artist, a singer who wore the same thing.
Oh, okay. Because I know they showed
that
that picture too.
So how do y'all? And he was like, the thing is that he said that, and it mostly came from our community, the black community. What are y'all thoughts?
Okay, if I can just
go ahead.
Let me because this thing ate me up so bad. I couldn't believe it. It was like, what? Are y'all serious right now? Let's go back and do some history. Let's go back. So in the 60s and 70s, what were men wearing back then?
That's exactly what he said.
Bell-bottoms.
Bell-bottoms.
Yep.
Tight shoes.
Tight pants.
Polyester.
Yep.
Big
blouses.
clothes. Yeah, blousy shirts and all
bulges. You can see bulges and
exactly.
everything.
The good old days.
But see, what's happening is, with the new age kids, this new millennium, and these kids that are coming up, a lot of times because they're not reminded of the history so much constantly in their faces that they're just going on what they see for now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they don't understand that this is a celebrity, right? He's going to a celebrity event. This man, first of all, like he said, if anybody knows him, he does these outrageous outfits when he goes on red carpet. So why was this such a big thing? I thought he looked sexy. He looked very yummy. I was like,
You would have had him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because at one time he had the shirt off, he had the white shirt off, and he was just walking with the jacket and the pants. He was coming up the steps on the board show. And I was like, you know, it was something about him that gave that masculine. He was still masculine, but it worked for him.
Yeah,
of him and who he is. But like I said, the kids got to start opening their minds. These people in this new generation have to start opening their minds and broadening their minds and stop being so boxed and so caged in and so, it has to be this way. If it's not this way, then you're no good. You know what I'm saying? You're not right. Let people live. Let this man do him.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I like the suit. I think the bigger thing that I took away from his message, because he was on The View talking about it, is for him the disbelief that all of a sudden he could get this form of hate from his community because of one suit. What it must be like for somebody who's actually gay on a daily basis that does anything. He said Don Lemon has to keep his notifications off on a daily basis just because he's wearing a normal suit from wherever.
They know he's gay.
Exactly. So it's like for him, the bigger picture was, why does that even matter? But it's like you have that much hate for people who really not thinking about you, just living their lives, that because I'm wearing something that you associate this to be with this group. Y'all trying to stop my money. Y'all sending me death threats. I thought it was crazy, especially when you had, like you mentioned, the younger generation, all these young rappers that are exploring feminine, masculine, non-norms, wearing
wearing pocketbooks and blouses and all types of things, right?
And he's not the only entertainer, black entertainer male that I've seen on the red carpet with something that's androgynous. I've seen a few rappers.
Look at everyone. I mean, they do it at the Met. For the Met Gala. The Met Gala, you have to step it up a notch. So you see a lot of those rappers out there with those androgynous outfits and stuff like that out of the box.
Male celebrities. That was crazy.
I don't get it.
Grow up, everybody. Grow up and let people live.
I feel like it's one person behind the computer that's like controlling everything. Like it's that they see the picture, they say, I'm gonna tweet this and it's gonna be something crazy, and then everybody else is gonna retweet it and comment on it,
I just think people are so close-minded.
I don't know.
I do agree with you, and I also definitely agree with Alex. What kind of took me back is that he got a reflection of what it feels like, and to walk in the shoes of someone who is trying to identify themselves outside of the social norm, and he experienced that. Now, is it going to take a few more times for a few more people to be able to walk down that line? Because at the end of the day, what we need advocacy of someone who is of the social norm that actually can say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with that, because we're doing all the fighting. We're on the same side doing all the fighting, yelling, going across, but we don't have anyone standing necessarily in the middle.
I think we have some allies.
I mean, we're getting them, and it's good. Like even with the game coming out,
that's why I believe these moments have to happen. I think that's an exception. Enlighten people and educate people.
Absolutely, because that's what's missing.
These moments.
The lack of knowledge and education.
And that's good that Dwayne Wade has come out in support of his son. That kind of opens up the minds and the doors. I know, we're talking about so much. But no, that opened, even him making that decision to support his child, like, opened up so many different heterosexual men to come out and be supportive of him that may not have.
These moments have to happen.
Yeah, they have to happen.
But sometimes in our community, just us as a race and a culture, because race is one thing and a culture is something totally different. That we have been raised to have been in a box. So all we know is the box. And
we're fighting to get out there.
We're fighting to get out of the box. And unfortunately, it takes the people that are not of the social norm to identify we're trying to get outside this box.
So, put that where?
I'll put it back there.
Back there.
Let's talk about Philadelphia Police Academy, who graduated their first openly transgender officer. He's female to male. Officer Benson. What y'all feel about that?
Officer
big
Benson.
Benson.
I hope it works out.
Why wouldn't it work out?
Because that's such a old boys club where I would imagine, hopefully not, but I would imagine what's going to happen is, okay, so you've graduated, you've done everything that you're supposed to, and now that you're supposed to get assigned to whatever district and a partner, there's that, I don't want this. I can't have it. Or you send me out on stupid jobs or give me desk work, or I'm doing something that I didn't sign up for. And somebody going, oh, well, we feel it's safer for you. What do you mean it's safer for me? I passed just like everybody else passed.
They knew about him from the get. They knew about him from the get go. And
The thing is,
but I think that's the political part.
I see what he.
Where it's like we have to kind of allow this, just like.
But there's women officers out there who.
But you have to know the reality.
But that's
of
different.
The reality of being.
The reality is, if once macho Gavin, who's been a cop for 2 years, gets assigned me, the transgendered person, and now you feel. Everybody's staring at us all the time because I had to come with you.
I think that when you are partnered with somebody, y'all build your own relationship like over time.
But I don't think they will.
It's different.
You don't think so?
It's different.
No, I disagree.
It's different.
I disagree only because I have family, I have friends, and I have associates that are in the police field, and it is as you deemed term, the whole boys club.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I thought about it is two reactions. Yay, there was a barrier broken, but then the second portion is what happens when it comes down for this person to go into the field? Are they going to be able to actually do their duty as a police officer?
I think.
Are they going to get the full opportunity, or are they going to get the scared opportunity?
I think the transition will be easy for them to become a police officer because they've gone through all the prerequisites to get to that point. I think it would be on the social part of it where it comes to being partnered with another police officer and how they may feel. I think they can do the job. I would think that they wouldn't put this cop in that position if they couldn't do the job. You know what I mean?
They can't turn him down.
Well, they can't turn them down.
Now who is he being paired with?
It's the same identity as I lost my train of thought. It's the same identity as you got the crooked cops versus the regular cops, and it's like, all right, well, if you're not down with what we're doing, you know, we just want to shun you, or we're going to make you look bad, or force you to quit. And that's the first thing that kind of comes to mind.
But go ahead. I'll let you talk.
That's a good. Even him being.
That could be anybody though. It's not. I don't think that'd be a
good
trend
for the next generation because everybody behind her is going to want to follow suit. You know?
Go ahead, Kelli.
Now behind him.
No, because that's what she wanted. She said. Go ahead.
I mean, first of all, as being trans, you know, me representing trans.
Are you?
The trans community. Oh my God.
I want to swim.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I'll follow up.
Okay. No, but I think, first of all, that's groundbreaking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's groundbreaking. It's letting us know that there's anything that's possible.
There's still a fight.
It's a fight, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that within itself makes a lot of noise. Prior to him being recruited in the police department, I read on the article that there was another trans person who was recruited back in the 60s. It was a trans woman.
Okay.
Who was recruited in the police department, and up until 2004, I believe the article stated that she had passed away or whatever. But she wasn't. They weren't open about it. You know what I mean? Because back then
it's a little different.
So it's different. But I just think on the level of that within itself, I just think that's commendable. That's making strides.
How long of a career did she have? Did they say?
Well, since 1967 she was employed, and up until 2004.
Oh.
So that's a nice long history.
Depending on what she was doing.
Well, right. I don't know if she was a beat cop or she was.
Regardless, I think it was still
doesn't really matter.
It does though. If I go to police academy to become a cop,
I understand
and
that.
I get desk.
I understand that, but the fact that she got hired, like that's a huge thing.
That's
There's still going to be a fight that goes forward for you to get equal treatment. But just the fact that he got in is great.
I have a question for you. So, do you think it was comfortable for the police academy to hire a female to male versus a male to female?
You think what?
Do you think the police academy? You think it was more comfortable for them to hire a person that was transitioning from female to male versus male to female?
Well, the one that got hired in the 60s was
was
Male
a male
to
to
female.
female.
She was male to female. Oh, okay.
So in this case now, Officer Benson is
female to male. Yes.
So now he's part of that, that boys club as you're talking about.
Right.
But like I said, to coincide with that, for this to happen, and to like I was reading an article and he was saying now he feels like now that he's living his dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a job to him anymore; it's a dream, and that
amazing.
says that says a lot. That now he's comfortable in his skin to come out to the police academy and let them know. Listen, I'm going to live my truth. I want to engage with you guys with my truth, and you accept me for who I am because this is who I present myself as. So I want to be, accepted as Officer Benson, and I think that speaks a lot of volumes. We still got a way to go, but it's a big encouragement for the trans community to know that well, look, if they can do it, they can put in the work. If they can go through what they have to go through, then so can I.
Now I have a question. The previous the history fact that you stated. Do you know if that person is black or white?
No, it didn't state that.
Okay.
In the article, it didn't state whether they're black or white. Yeah.
So the next thought that I had when I saw that was, would it be the same if the person was of color?
probably
I
wouldn't.
don't think back then, no.
Probably wouldn't. I mean, even today, it probably wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, because we were in a whole different mindset back then.
Yeah.
I really wanted that piece of meat.
I know, right?
Which one? Just eat it. It's on the table.
It's on the table.
That was doing.
I'm about to get me some.
Well, we're in Alex's house, so we don't know what she.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You don't know what's
The
on
hour
this
film?
table.
The hour film? I mean, what's that name?
All I heard was the second word, so
I'm hungry.
Did your help come?
Any more over there?
she'll be here
On the
next week.
Yeah.
All right, so
But I mean, ain't nothing happened since the last time she
we're
came.
gonna move it right along.
All right.
I
What's
want-
up?
On the table.
I want to show y'all a video,
Mhm.
and I'm going to show this to the audience, to the viewers too. I want y'all to take a look at this video,
Oh,
and then I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. So this is Tom. I think what's his name? Tom.
Tom
Stayer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
He's
he's out on the campaign run with Juvenile. He's on stage, dancing around like a buffoon.
Yeah, I don't
to
like
back
that.
that ass up, trying to get the black vote.
They're really pushing
It's
it.
a lot of this going on. If you look at the commercials that's on TV, there's a lot of
Everything with the New York guy. What's his name? Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah.
even
Wait, did you see what Trump did to him? Trump bent down behind the podium and was like, because I guess Mike is short, so he was making fun of him being short. So Trump went behind the podium and was talking. It was crazy. It was
Listen,
even to Donald Trump, he has his new ad out. That woman that Kim freed from jail, she's black.
Yeah.
He has her. I'm saying, oh, thank you, Trump. Like, they are really pandering to the black community, trying to get our vote.
Well, you have
that
to.
lets us
We
know
represent-
that we have power, and they're really trying to tap into it, and it looks sad the way they're trying.
14% of the population, I think. We're at
Listen,
14.
What do y'all think about this video? What do y'all think about this video?
First
I don't like
of all, I don't like it.
Why you don't like it?
I don't like it because it sends out the wrong message. First of all,
That's all we about.
and not only that, at this time and place where we at in this world, we need to stop being distracted by the foolishness of the buffoonery, like you said, Phil. And we need to really, because let me tell you something. Our current president has got stuff in motion, has put stuff in motion that could really affect a lot of us in the near future. You know what I'm saying? For the worse.
Yeah.
People out here who need Medicare, people out here who are losing jobs and things like that, or losing their benefits and all that. And, this current legislation, this current president is trying to stop all that stuff, trying to cut things out for people who really need things. And I think all of this is just a distraction.
The thing I see with this is, I agree. And the thing I see with this is, I think they want the black vote, but they don't want to do anything for black people.
Okay.
And this is the same thing where it goes to Trump. It's the same thing that goes. You can go down the line with every president. They want that black vote, but what are you doing for the black community?
And guess what? For the people who are below the middle class. We're the ones that's going out voting.
Ain't no middle class. We low. It's lower high.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Well, now how the world is now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
And it's like, you use the lower class people for
Get what you want.
Get what you want.
Yup.
And you leave them in the dust.
Yup, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You leave them without stuff and have them, trying to figure out how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that, and how they're going to take care of the kids, how they're going to survive. You know, it's a sad thing. But I tell you one thing: whoever else comes in the chair, I just pray that it's somebody other than Donald Trump.
I know, and I'm.
Sorry, but who
It's a what y'all pick right now though, like because
but I mean, even going back to that
we got 1 minute.
foolery, that coonery. Them dancing to Juvenile, like it's just it's sickening. It's sickening.
sad that they think that that's how they got to get
out. Yeah.
Like,
because you know why? Because the majority of the population now is of this hip hop culture. Hip hop culture.
This is not geared toward the people who are sitting here at the table. It's the people who won't pay attention to politics, who know nothing about politics, who haven't voted since Obama. They'll see this and go, "Oh, he's fly," which we know we have people in this very city who voted for Trump because he gets money and his wife dresses nice. So when they see this, it's like, oh, that white man can dance and blah, blah, blah. We'll come out and vote for him. But the smarter people who have been paying attention for these past couple of years are already just dismissing this as nonsense.
Honestly, they just need the black vote so they can just keep funding coming in. Because there's some things that's set in legislation that they can't get around.
So we put that behind us. The last thing that we're going to talk about is pull this up. FedEx. They hired their first ever black CEO. I mean, her name is she's a female. What's her name? I forgot her name.
That's major.
Yeah, that is major. That's major.
Her name is Ramona Hood.
I was about to say, something about her name.
Ramona Hood. Never forget where she come from.
Yeah. Listen, we'll take it.
Look.
First ever black woman CEO.
You got Barack Obama.
Wow, that's
an accomplishment.
Now that is a message.
Now, here's what I'll say today. I think it's great. I think it's progress. It's opening a door. At the same time, I don't want the distraction to be that's it. Like, I'm proud of her accomplishment, period. But at the same time, like some people will say, I keep referring to The Real. Do they have a Jamal? Because all skin folk and kinfolk. So when I say that, you got this woman here, but is she bringing jobs to the people who need them, to our community? Because if you're not, it's like you're the same as anybody else, and you're not doing anything for my community. So great for you.
So what do you think? So what do you think her being you think her being in that position, she should bring up a lot of black people behind her?
I think something as simple as scholarships.
Okay.
Like when people talk about reparations and things like that, I don't think anybody anywhere really needs to get a check to go out and do the wrong thing with. That's not going to make my ancestors any happier for what they went through. But when you provide scholarships for people to gain education, we know education is power, and that'll be the seed to get communities thriving again. So my thing is, if she's bringing scholarships to people, it's the thought behind just pay attention. So if you realize that there are underprivileged communities, whether you call them ghettos, hoods, whatever, with positive, smart, thriving people in them who maybe were just dealt the wrong hand or maybe can't afford school, if you provide a means to an end for these people, who knows what that young man or woman from whatever community could possibly become. So my thing is she going to do something to make a difference?
But even if she doesn't, at minimum, what we can take from that is
that...
But at minimum, what we can take from that is that a woman got hired in a great position. That lets another black woman know that, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean?
But again, I know what you mean.
Right, and not only a woman, but a black man. You know,
exactly.
You know,
it gives another brother.
But it's also you have to.
They got in a position to do better than she did.
Who can go in that position? If you're given the chance.
It's given the chance. You
may
not get that chance.
Exactly.
You may not get that chance. This may be one and done.
It gives them hope, though.
It may be one and done.
I can do it.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Well, I mean,
No, because honestly, everybody's kind of said a little bit of
Of
what I was thinking, just a little bit.
And like I said, it hopefully, like you said, she will represent
Do the right thing.
for our people. Create a space for us to be able to come and work and make a living. You know what I mean?
I wish we,
It's hard though when you're in a room full of white folks and you try.
No, it ain't.
It shouldn't be.
But you know,
But when you're in a
It
room full of
shouldn't
white
be.
folks and you trying to say, hey,
It's-
I want to bring Keisha on.
It is-
What?
See, and I'm not saying
But there's
a
also
hand out.
there's also I'm gonna go ahead. Finish your statement. Go ahead, finish it.
I'm not saying a hand out, but as long as the skin folk is our kin folk, my thing is you're not afraid to step up and say what needs to be said. That's how you get Prada coming out with those bad fashion choices, the situation Gucci had, because you don't want to step up and say something.
Yeah.
So my thing is you're not doing me any good in this position of power if you're too scared to
Can you
speak.
see why a person would probably be scared to speak? Like if you got this great salary, you got everything going for you, everything that you dream for, and by you speaking up, I'm not saying it's right, but by you speaking up, you lose all of that.
I can understand, but look at the
I would
consequences
make
of
that
not
choice.
speaking up.
Yeah.
I'm sure
That's-
all those people who didn't speak up when they had an opportunity don't have those jobs anymore.
And that's how you have to know how to navigate yourself.
You gotta
through
pull.
that.
You gotta pull.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, and let's be real.
You bring me down every chance you get. You bring me down.
Yeah, a lot of these corporations and things, and and places of business, we all know that at the end of the day, we may be entrepreneurs as Black people, right? But we may establish things, but at the end of the day, the bigger person signing the check most of the time is Bob, Sue,
Mary.
right? You know what I mean? So it's a thing where there has to be a medium in this whole thing. You know what I mean? As far as and my thing is, like I said, I just hope that she just extends the workplace for our people, qualified people, our people work this workspace so that because families and stuff, people got families.
Most of the time with these jobs is who you know, and who you see.
Not what you know, who you know.
Is who you know and who you see. And when you're in corporate America, you got to dress the part. You got to look the part.
yes.
You got to hope that person that's above there looks like you. That can give you a chance. A lot of times you don't get that chance.
All that. So,
You know how it is.
Everybody said their piece.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for our topic. So we're going to close this segment out, and we're going to be right back with Miss Kelli.
Miss
Yay.
Kelli.
Miss Kelli.
That was fun, guys. That was fun.